Hi guys, and welcome to another episode with me, Paul, and I have my dear friend with me, Radhika.
Hey guys.
So today, Radhika wanted to ask me questions on men's perspective on life, and especially a man's opinion over the age of 40. Now, I'm over 50, slightly over 50. Let's just leave it at that.
But see, the thing with age is, I believe that age is nothing but a number, and so I'm asking you these questions because I know Paul really well, and Paul is extremely youthful. If anything, he's fitter than men in their 30s that I know. So
20s.
20s. I mean, like he's probably one of the fittest men I know, and I'm going to be asking you questions from the standpoint of a single man and a married man.
Yes,
Even though Paul is married.
Happily married.
Happily married with two
Hi,
beautiful
honey.
girls. So I'm going to be asking you questions about your perspective of how life changes after 40, if
Yeah.
it does at all. Because we know how society has just labeled people once they hit a certain decade. To me, it doesn't make any difference, but then I would love to understand a man's perspective.
Yeah, cool.
So,
cool.
yeah.
Let's hit it.
So
First of all, glasses.
Yes.
That shit happens at 40 or usually around 30. Reading glasses. I can see extremely well far away.
Yeah.
Of course, this has nothing to do with women, but a sure sign that you're getting there, the freaking eyes just goes, man. So, yeah, reading glasses, one. But anyway, let's go. That's hit me.
This is my first question.
Yeah.
Do you feel any different?
Yeah, I gotta pee more.
How? Why?
Because men have prostates, and as
Okay.
we get older, our prostate enlarges, putting pressure on our bladders.
But when do you really start to feel that? Is it 40 or 45 or 50?
It depends. It depends. I met a 70-year-old gentleman walking around my lake the other day, and I was asking him about his prostate. And he said, yeah, he started having problems at 60.
Oh, okay.
I started having issues around, 37, 38.
Oh, okay.
And it's a whole other medical issue. It happens, they say black men have more prostate problems than other nationalities. Don't know how true it is. You guys go out there and do your research on it, but that's an issue as well. So, not that it affects anything else. Do I feel any better? Of course, men's testosterone level drops significantly. Now, I didn't feel the effects of that because I've always exercised.
Right.
And I've always weight trained. So that,
Right.
that pretty much kept my testosterone level at a pretty even keel.
Okay.
That means my sex drive hasn't dropped significantly. My muscularity hasn't dropped significantly. So it didn't
you're
allow me.
fit.
Yeah, but I still got to
Right.
put more effort into
Yeah.
to staying in shape.
Yeah.
But you still have to do that at 20.
Right. Right.
It's all comparative, right? So the point is yes, I feel different, meaning it takes me a little longer to recuperate from my exercises. It's basically it's muscular recuperation. But if you stay in shape, man, it does help.
Yeah, because actually, that was what I wanted to talk about. How are you fitter now than you were back in your 30s?
Yeah,
And how did you maintain that? How did you allow yourself to evolve to what you are today physically?
simply by being disciplined, simply by understanding that if I didn't do the work, if I didn't do the exercises, if I didn't watch my calorie intake, the consequences of that would be a lot worse. Simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple. Just trying to have that particular mindset to understand that what are the alternatives?
Yes.
And the alternative isn't what I want,
Yes.
isn't where I want to be.
And it's like what I tell people, fitness is like brushing your teeth.
Absolutely.
Try not brush your teeth for a month and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. You ignore your body and it's not going to reward you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also there's a greater production of the growth hormone to maintain youth. You know, as you exercise, your growth hormone production does get sustained. It actually boosts growth hormone production. So you tend to look better as you get older. I've seen that in the people that I know who are in their 40s and 50s. Some of them who've taken care of themselves like you look better than you were when you were probably 25.
Yeah,
Just,
and
so.
of course, the wrinkles are going to start coming.
Yeah. But that's also genetic. I mean, you've got the melanin that protects you, so I don't think you'd have much of an issue there.
Exactly. Yeah. And besides the graying, I mean, my hair's been graying since I was, 32.
Right.
So it's a matter of now coloring it.
But does it bother you?
No, it doesn't. It used to, but because it started happening when it was in my years when I actually had this ego issue.
Right.
And then, of course, you start a fight. You start a fight aging. You start to, but then you realize, hey, this is a natural process.
And women like it. But
now
I
more and
believe
more
women like the whole salt and pepper look. Look at George Clooney. Everybody loves him.
Yeah, but George Clooney's also freaking hot. But he's handsome and he's rich. Let's not. You put freaking gray.
I would admit I'm not a George Clooney fan. I love him in terms of an artist, but he's not my kind.
Listen, man, you women have these ideas that, oh yeah, look at George Clooney.
I'm giving his example because he's literally known for that. He never colored his hair, and he's known as that salt and pepper thing that women dig and everything.
But I can guarantee you, and you guys let me know in the comments, if this sucker was poor, working at Dunkin' Donuts or Lowell's hardware store, you guys wouldn't even take a second look at him, okay? It doesn't matter.
Look, if that's the case, we can name drop quite a few people.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite a few people.
All right, next question.
Next question. This is the most interesting thing. Now, I know you're married, right? And Paul is happily married to a very hot woman.
Yeah.
May I say?
Yes, you are, dear. Yes.
My question is, now that you're what, 51?
53.
53.
Yes.
How has your attitude and your views on women changed after you turned 40 or 45 compared to where you were when you were, say, 30 or 35?
Right. I mean, it depends on the woman you're talking about. How old was the woman that you're referring to?
Does the age matter?
Of course, age matters.
I mean, like if you're looking at them, just if you're attracted to them, do you go for different things?
It all depends on your tastes or your desires as a man. Yeah. I have never been into younger girls. Okay. I've always been a guy that, prefer more mature women.
Right. What age does that usually come under? Mature women.
Well, age defined what age I'm at. In other words, when I was 19, 20, 21, 22, I preferred women who were 28, 29.
Okay.
Right? Okay. As I got older.
Oh, that's it. I'm impressed, Paul. I mean, seriously.
Well, I just found that these women.
I think that's because you've always been one of the most fascinating people I know mentally. Paul is probably the most stimulating person that you can speak to. Seriously speaking, I've known Paul for so many years, and it's a 30-minute coffee meet ends up becoming 3.5 hours because you just learn so much within seriously, it's pretty amazing. So I can understand why you would like mature women even at that age.
Yeah.
But that 28, 29 would.
Yeah, I've learned so much from an older woman.
Yeah.
Dating an older woman when I was young.
Yeah.
Financially and just mental development is much better. Right. And then as I got older, women more my age or slightly younger, because
by older you mean when you were 35?
Well, when I'm hitting 40, 35, 40,
right.
Then I want a woman who's 30, 38, 39,
right.
Slightly younger than me. I think that's normal for most men.
Yeah.
And
although there's such a trend now of men marrying women with significant age gaps, and women are usually older than them.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of men are maturing faster now than possibly before. Yeah.
You think?
I know men. Even recently, a friend of mine, he's in love with this woman who's 12 years older than him.
Okay.
And they've been together
and to me, that was my normal. That was fine. It's just that you kind of get to the point where you start to see, now that I'm older, I'm 50,
Yeah.
a lot of people look a lot more immature to me. See, because your perception changes as you get older,
Do
right?
I look immature to you?
No, you're not. You don't look immature. This is something that defines as how you act,
I'm teasing.
how you perceive life,
Absolutely.
how superficial you become. Like, as I get older, I get much more practical in the way I see life. It's much simpler.
Right.
It's much clearer. It's much more. You see the bullshit for what it is.
So if you were single now, what kind of woman would you be interested in? How would that be different?
The politically correct term is the exact woman I'm married to right now.
So
Right.
explain.
Yes. In other words, intelligent, hardworking. She has to be a contributor.
Yeah.
The idea that, I got to take care of a woman, that's bullshit. That's
Right.
something that's brought on our society by the Cinderella stories and the Snow White. All women need to be rescued. Crap.
Right.
That is something I've never believed in. She has to have a mentality of self-preservation and
Yes.
self-worth.
Yeah.
And so these traits are what makes a woman attractive.
Right.
Part of that self-worth, the offshoot of that, or the side, what do you call it? The side, the consequences of that is
Right.
that she looks good.
Yes. Absolutely.
You understand?
Visual is everything.
She looks good. So yes, the visual part of an individual is important, but we all know that hot girl who just have nothing going on up there.
You know what?
And I'm telling you.
I have to actually cut you off there, just
Yeah.
because I know hot girls are really smart.
No, I said we all know those hot girls who just have nothing going on up there. There's a lot of hot girls who are smart. I'm in the industry of photographing hot women and men.
Yeah.
Hot women and men, the finest of finest. So I'm going to flash a few photos in the back.
Yeah. You
For those you-
actually photograph the elite of the fitness world and
Absolutely, but
some
also
of the hottest bodies. And
I photographed some of the elite of the fashion industry
Yes,
as well. So
yes.
it's all subjective. But the point is that some of them just have nothing going on because they've depended on their looks to get
open doors
ahead
for them. Yeah.
instead of actually focusing on what's there. And
I've
so,
experienced the same thing with men.
yeah, of course.
I've met some ridiculously good-looking men, and you start talking to them, and you're like, "Oh my goodness, just get me out of here
Yes.
now!" Like I cannot be in the same room.
Yes, and I'm gonna get a little bit more adult oriented. The second you come, you want to go home. You want to get out of bed.
I wouldn't even get to the
That's-
stage of
that's-
being close to them.
That's
seriously.
the point.
But you're a man.
But you do get to that point.
Yeah.
We are attracted to people physically. That's part of how
It's
the
our
initial.
DNA.
Of course, that's part of our initial interaction.
The visual appeal.
Exactly. And then once you cross that barrier, you might have that physical connection, but the mental connection isn't there.
So do you think now, being someone who's in his early 50s, if you were single
Right.
and you're in a club, let's just imagine Paul is in a
There's
club.
no 50-year-old I'm going to get in a freaking club.
Paul is in a club.
This
and
50.
then we're going to imagine the scenario. There's a group of 20-something women,
Yeah.
right? 30-something women, 40-something women, 50-something, maybe slightly older.
Yeah.
What would you pick visually?
Visually,
If they're well maintained.
30s and 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously, if I look at a bunch of 20-year-olds, all I'm going to hear, this is what comes into my head. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think he's used to.
I
The next
cannot
generation.
deal with that. If you guys agree with me, tell me below. There's no way any 50-year-old or even 40-year-old
Or
can
even
deal with that.
30-year-old, I think, can do that.
Exactly. So that is difficult to absorb.
Yeah.
You look at it,